we're recording. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to just make a video about, as the title says, a book review. I really love reading books, and for me, before I read books, I like to watch YouTube reviews about things or read the Goodreads review, because then it just allows me a sense of what I'm about to get into, because I don't like going into a book blind and then it's just like, ew, I don't like it halfway through, or it has things that I don't enjoy. So now for me personally, I'm someone who enjoys spoilers. It's like, let's say at the end they say she killed her husband at the end of the book. A lot of people would be like, oh no, that's a spoiler, I hate it. For me, I'm like, oh, that's interesting, okay. And then it's like the journey of the ending, like, how is she going to kill her husband? Does he know she's going to kill him? Does anyone else know that she's the one? So it just makes things much easier and much better. You add more context, more perspective, and I love it. I love when my friends tell me the whole story of the book, and then it's like, thank you for that 10 minutes TED talk. And now it's like I can get into the book and I know what to expect and I'm excited. So today I just searched up Christina Ricciot's YouTube channel because I used to watch her a lot. I still do pop up sometimes to watch her videos, but I feel like I've outgrown her, which really sucks, but it's fun to watch her videos. Anyway, I recently watched, well, not recently, actually, it was quite a while ago. Donne did a video, and she was talking about Goodreads reviews and how her top Goodreads review is a negative review. And when I went to go read it, I was shocked. I was like, ooh, why does your top review have to be so negative? Sorry that all these tabs are open. It's really embarrassing, but I can't help it. Okay, so now after that, I just watched Christina's video and she's working on her third book. I was like, wow, she must be very dedicated to read her third book. I mean, to write her third book. It's a lot of work. For me, I've written works, I'm still writing, but trying to balance university and hopefully entering the workforce. So now it's really inspiring. I loved watching her writing vlogs and just seeing her progress and her process. It really did motivate me, and she just makes great content. That's just it. It's just, I understand that her personality can be a bit too aggressive for some people, too fiery and bubbly, and it's okay. Not everyone is for you. So now, yeah, there she is. And I saw this video and I was like, okay, she's writing her third book. That's amazing. And so I went to the Goodreads review place and I wanted to read her book. So of course, before I do that, I'm going to go and watch reviews. And of course, everything that I saw on YouTube was negative. So I was like, okay, let's be fair. She might not be a good writer, but it's good that she's persistent. Hopefully after many years of being into the field, she will just improve. So it's okay to go through valleys and troughs and just go through the most with your writing and then improve. So now any type of review that she gets now, I hope she understands that it's just criticism. Everyone gets criticized in life. We go through 12 years of school and then some in university, and we're just criticized by our teachers. They mark your papers, they mark your essays, they judge your speeches and things like that. So it's like we should all have enough tough skin to be able to take criticism. Anyway, so now I'm going to be reading her top review. As we can see, she has a 3.65 out of 5 rating, which it's not good, but it's not bad. It just shows like a neutral stance. You either love her or hate her. Not her as an author, but you either love or hate the book. So, Shane has been doing college all wrong. Pre-med, stellar grades, and happy parents. Sounds ideal, but Shane's made 0 friends, goes home every weekend, and romance, what's that? Her life has been dorm, dining hall, class, repeat. Times are ticking, and she needs a change. There's nothing like moving to a new country to really mix things up. Shane signs up for a semester abroad in London. She's going to right all her college mistakes, make friends, pursue boys, and find adventure. Easier said than done. She is soon faced with the complicated realities of living outside her bubble, and her self-doubt sneaks in. Her new life starts to fall apart. Shane comes to find that, with the right amount of courage and determination, one can conquer anything. Throw in some fate and a touch of magic, the possibilities are endless. Yeah, no one took that touch of magic at the end seriously, and that's what made a lot of the reviews negative as well. It contributed to it. So yes, I'll be reacting to a negative review of hers, you know. People just love negativity, they feed off negativity. I don't know why. You know, it's very enticing. It's not a good thing, but society is clearly crumbling, and here we are. Okay, so the top review is by Sophia. I'm sorry. So it says cringe and ugh. I feel so bad, but it's like kind of funny because I know for me, I love receiving like negative criticism, just any kind of criticism. Because for me, I love to like improve. I like to hear it and then be like, okay, thank you for your opinion. I'll try to do better. Okay, so this review was plagiarized. I'm not so sure what she means. Did she copy it from someone else? Probably, probably. Anyway, so all credits go to her. And probably if you ever manage to click on the on her review, then you can click on that and find out what it means. Actually, let me just do it. Okay, it just seems like a load of drama. Wow. Okay. Okay, so I'm assuming someone stole her works, in which case, full credit to her. I don't know if you can follow anyone on Goodreads. I don't have Goodreads clearly, but please go follow her because this review, I can feel it's going to be funny. Okay, so here we are again. So here we are again. A booktuber writes a book and I receive an arc of it. And yeah, it was bad. Not a total train wreck like Zenith, but still bad. I'm so glad I don't read YouTuber books or booktuber books. I can't bring myself to do it. I want to read Alexa Dunn's one because I just like her. She just seems so likable. Okay. And so I have seen a lot of people saying that they will love this book, regardless if it's good or bad, because they love Christine, and that's fine. Do what you want. But it also means that I will be as brutally honest as I could be to even it out. In which case that is totally fair. And I hope the people giving it like just positive reviews for nothing just because they like her. That's bad. That is really bad. And it's just as bad as Candace Owens. She is very controversial and she also wrote a book here that's on Goodreads. And I noticed all the people are just unfairly giving it negative reviews, just like one star, because they didn't like her, even though I read that book. And what was it? Blackout. I read it and it was very good. I'm not sure if the message was that great, but the stories that she puts in there were very captivating. I was genuinely surprised. Anyway, so I believe that you should always judge a book based on the book and not the author. But since this book is basically about the author, and I will admit to not liking her very much, that is basically impossible. Now that's a load of tea right there. So these are my opinions. I am allowed to have opinions about stuff and things. So true. And these days, you're not allowed to have opinions on things. You can only have positive opinions, no negative opinions. So good on her. If you love Christine so much that you'll be offended by criticism aimed towards her, then okay, kindly, I will not be sharing this. Sorry. There is a lot of criticism to be found here. That really sucks. But you know, it's her first book, so what honestly can we expect? She's not Stephen King. Stephen King wrote Carrie, which is my favorite book ever. And a lot of his book, after that, he was just doling out first drafts and they immediately went to print. I'm like, editors, come on, edit some people's books. I know that they're famous, they can do no wrong, but really, editors are the ones that we should also be blaming, honestly, because I read The Stand and that's like over 1,000 pages. It's just like, come on, we can do better. So, I'm going to skip all this because she's just judging the reviews, which is funny. Anyway, so, okay. Don't bother leaving butthead comments. Let's go. Spoilers ahoy. So, the first thing I have to say is that reading this book made me realize how much I know about Christine, which is a weird thing to say. Let me explain. I used to be a subscriber of hers. I watched her videos regularly as a teenager and eventually outgrew her. She is too loud and obnoxious for me. Also, she's become somewhat of a sellout and thus very untrustworthy, but that's beside the point. I never thought about that. You know what? A lot of people have just been selling out left, right, and center, and now us as the consumer, as the audience, we're just left to fend for ourselves to just think, is what this person saying true or not? Whenever you see a sponsorship, whenever you see someone say, I've been reading this book or I've been doing this a lot, it's like, how do we know that thing you're doing didn't sponsor you to say that? It's so annoying. And I feel like when that mouse experiment trapped with a bunch of adverts and stuff, it's just so annoying the way that the world is moving. Anyway, however, unbeknownst to me, I learned a lot about her during these years. How do I know this and why am I bringing this up? Because Shane Primaveri is Christine Riccio. You see, it started slowly, like when we first learned Shane's last name, and it's vaguely Italian. I was like, this is so, all of her gifts, are just so funny. And then she tells the love interest man, whom we will get to know, the story about her online username. And I was like, okay. French Watermelon 19. Wait, is it here? Poland Banana Books. Oh, yes, she also has another channel. I don't know if I can find it. Okay, there it is. Poland Bananas 20. Makes sense. It adds up now. But anyway, yes, this is the main character's online username because French toast is her favorite breakfast food and watermelon is her favorite fruit. You guys, I don't know how people can make this connection. It's so weird to me. Like, for me, my brain is very practical and straightforward. It's like, this is a computer. I'm not going to say blackcomputer@gmail.com. No, I can't do that. But it's honestly very creative of her. So if you didn't know, Christine's online username, PolandBananas20, which she still uses for some reason, is based on her favorite brand of spring water and her favorite fruit. I don't get that. Who has a favorite brand of spring water? It's very weird. But you know what? She's weird and there's nothing wrong with being weird. At this point, it's like 4 chapters in, I was like, okay, she's paying a little homage to her stupid username, right? Right? Yeah, no. The longer I kept reading, the more Christine and Shane started to meld together until I ended up just picturing Christine as the main character. I hate that. But it also just makes things a little bit easier. Like I'm trying okay, my favorite author is Stephen King. So now when I read The Stand, which is a post-apocalyptic world, I pictured the main character, Nick, as his own person. It was very interesting because I was just like, I love this main character. And then when he wrote Carrie, I pictured Carrie as a isolated, sad teenage girl, and I just pictured her as who she was. Sure, he's still a male author. Writing female authors is just hilarious with the way they explain the female anatomy. But in general, whenever he portrays someone else in his books, it's its own voice. It's absolutely amazing how he can do that. So both of them, oh, sorry. The longer I read, the more I started to picture Christine as the main character. Both of them are basic white girls with blondish hair. Yeah, a lot of people might argue we need to stop giving white women book deals because now it's just like taking up space from a bunch of other really good. I've never read an indigenous author. I've read black authors, but it's like there's so many good ones that are probably obscured by the main dominant society. So they have the same type of social anxiety and the relatable type. Listen, I struggled with social anxiety for years. It was crippling at times, like you physically can't do stuff, and it's not just lol, I'm awkward. And while it can be overcome, it's not just like flipping a switch or trying to make a change. Uh, yeah, no, majority of the people in the world are probably anxious and have not social anxiety, but awkwardness. Like I'm an awkward extrovert. You know, I say a bunch of silly things, but it doesn't matter to me because I just love being around people. So now to hear that you can switch things up, it's like I do kind of get that, but that works more with like shyness and introversion than with anxiety, like social anxiety. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna be a good thing. So, three, the way they talk is the exact same. Now I'm really curious about reading the book just so that I can see all these similarities. Because I feel like if I were to read it, I would notice all these small things. And I get that that's one reason why a lot of people don't like spoilers, because then it's like, now I won't be able to read the book organically. I'm just going to be looking for things. And I like looking for things. So I'm sorry, I might just be different. So, four, they geek out excessively about the same stuff: Harry Potter, Lost, Taylor Swift, The Beatles, Vampire Diaries, Cassandra Clare, and John Green. This is why I think her books are for her audience. She has a group of people that she specifically wants to write for, in which case all of the people that follow her, all all 420,000 of them, in which case that's a lot, they will enjoy this book. They will enjoy all her books because it's basically an extension of her vlogs. It's like if you have a blog, if you have a vlog, write a book about your life. And then the people who enjoy her videos are going to love her books because then they'll feel like, oh, I get to know her even more. So they're both writers and avid readers. They both have a thing where they name inanimate objects and only refer to the objects by their names. Her computer's name is Sawyer, and Christine names all her computers and her car as far as I know. Interesting. I still don't get how people can do that, but okay. They both studied a year abroad in London. I recommend everyone study abroad at least once. I don't enjoy flying, but it's okay. So they both take a trip to Rome and they document, Shane via her blog and Christine via her YouTube channel. They're both clumsy, though Shane's clumsiness is a bit ridiculous. That is also a sign of bad writing. If they do things extravagantly or over the top or exaggerate things. Like she can't sit in a chair without knocking it over for us. This list is still growing. Oh gosh, this negative review just makes me want to read the book even more. I don't know if there is a thing as hate reading or hate watching something. I know Paperback Dreams used to do that quite a while ago. Now she stopped, just reviewing bad books. It is what like brought her up to popularity on YouTube, the negative reviews and stuff like that. In which case, people love negativity. Misery loves company. It's not a good thing, but we can't help human nature. So listen, okay, before I read this, I didn't even realize I knew these things about Christine, but apparently I do, and I don't like it. Girl, it's okay. We relatable. So, and I can't ignore that she basically just wrote a book about herself traveling around Europe and falling in love with a girlfriend, basically, a girlfriend having basic white boy whose name is Pilot Pen. Oh my gosh, I remember her vlog when she was talking about coming up with his name and she was like, a pen, a pilot pen. I was like, girl, you're ridiculous. That was funny though. I was genuinely like, these are the people. She couldn't have like named him after some ancient Greek god that no one remembers that represents his personality. No, she named him after a pen. Great, fantastic. So I also do not like self-inserting, like at all. I find it unbearably cringe, and it's something I would expect of a middle schooler. Girl, you have not read Dante's Inferno. That is basically the original self-insert fan fiction. Okay, and it's like a classic literature. Most adults fawn over it, even though Dante just wrote himself into religious texts. But it's okay. It's okay. People don't like it, in which case a lot of people don't like Inferno or the Divine Comedy because it's long and it's very tedious, and yeah, it's a bit much. But hey, that's just me. Also, as her first published work, it shows a huge lack of imagination. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, maybe. So, disregarding the self-insert stuff, you may wonder, is the story good at least? Not really. 'Tis bland, also unoriginal. It's basically Anna and the French Kiss in London with stupid and unexplained magical time travel thrown in. And there's a stupid guide type character. I have a feeling she read Dante's Inferno or the Divine Comedy. That would be very interesting if she stated that as one of her like inspirations. Otherwise, it's just a coincidence and it's something people just like to do. So yeah, there's actual magic in this. It's also very random, but you know what? What are we gonna do? I feel like it is like the Divine Comedy because at the end of that we just randomly see Satan or the devil in the middle of hell because it's Dante going through hell to find his love, and it's just like very anticlimactic. So I'm just like, Christina, you'll get better hopefully. I don't know whatever happened to Dante. No, wait, he went Dante Alighieri. He went on to do Paradise. Oh wait, I forgot. It doesn't matter. So the writing, juvenile, filled to the brim with references, very herp derp relatable, which is pretty much how Christine talks and acts, just not good. It's nothing new. I feel like I've seen this book 100 times because it's so unoriginal and boring. Yes, she brought up Anna and the French Kiss. I could not read it. I think these books are genuinely for high school girls and younger. More mature audiences would not enjoy these kind of books from authors like her. Really good authors are subjectively. So this is from my perspective. Are the more quiet and observing people. You know, I pictured Donne Tartt. Then again, not everyone likes her work. So it's like reading a book. It's very subjective. Her friends clearly liked it because they were out here. Wait, I don't want to be that person. Giving it all types of 4-star reviews, five-star reviews. Where is she? Yeah. I was just like, okay, girl, we get it. Your friends love your work, of course. Anyway, so I forgot where I was. Nothing stands out, and most of the story takes place in like 2011. Please don't set your books in 2011. Even Lindsay Ellis knew. Don't do that. She set hers in like the early 2000s, which is really smart because then it's like none of these dumb cringe culture things that came up, you know. Oh, it's horrible. The like boom of cell phones, the Kardashians. It's like no one wants to hear that. Please don't do that. Anyway, so there's a lot of lol new game, Angry Birds Wanna Try, and it was so cringe. Was actually going to give this a 2-star rating because, like I said, it's not a complete train wreck. It's just boring and unoriginal. But the last chapter / epilogue, bull crap, made me cringe so hard. I think I entered another dimension. I'm sorry. I feel so bad. So it's just Christine writing her own wish fulfillment fan fiction. Dante Alighieri is rolling in his grave. And if you like that, that's fine. You are allowed to like things just as I am allowed to not like things. Like wish fulfillment fan fiction. It's fine to do as long as you don't charge people for it. I as long as she lets people know, hey, this is basically fan fiction, or if people tell them that, people can pay for whatever they want. If she wants to charge them, let them. You don't have to buy it. That's honest truth. Like people who paid for it, even after watching all the bad reviews, they basically gave her money just so that they can read and judge her work. That's the way the world works. Capitalism is king. So yeah. Anyway, even if by some minuscule chance that it's not meant to be a self-insert, which I highly doubt, it still shows so much weakness in her ability as a writer that she can't separate her own voice from the character. Because reading this book is exactly like having Christine tell me a story about something that happened to her when it really shouldn't. Having a literary voice or a particular writing style is a thing, but that's not what I mean. For example, in Vampire Academy, Rose is the main character. When I read those books, I didn't feel like Rochelle Mead is telling me the story. I felt like Rose does. Am I the only one that finds it weird? Her name is Rochelle Mead. It's almost as if she just switched the first letters of her like names, and she was like Michelle Reed or Michelle Red, and then she was just like, we'll do that. We'll do that right now. Okay. Anyway, sorry, that's just something I noticed. When I read Madeline Miller's book, my favorite author, I don't feel like she is telling me the stories. It's Patroclus or Cirque. I don't know who that is, but I feel like I trust this reviewer and I would love to read these books that she's talking about. I should also point out that I've been following both Rochelle and Madeline for years. And while I obviously don't know them personally, just like I don't know Christine personally, I know how they present themselves to the public, which is why I chose them to compare. My point is, if you're going to write in first person, you need to be able to separate yourself from your character, which Christine cannot do because she hasn't created a character here. It's just her. About that I feel is her editor's fault, which I think she's later going to talk about. It's all about the money. They don't care about her. They don't care about how good she is as a writer. They just care about, here is someone famous who we know she will sell books, and we just want to make money. It's sad, but I totally get it. So, yeah, I do believe she got this book deal handed to her on a silver platter. I just don't believe that anything this bland that does not include smut could be published on its own. I'm looking at you, Sarah J. Maas. I'm just kidding. I love her books. In which case, I might not be a very trusted reviewer if I like her, because I know a lot of people don't like her. But I think it's the smut that let people stay, which reads with Cindy. She reviewed it negatively, of course, and then she gained a lot of followers from it. So yeah, we see where this is going. Anyway, I would go on a rant again about money-hungry publishers, but I'm tired, so you can head on to my Zenith review. Guys, you need to check it out. I'm going to hopefully check it out, but I feel like this review reaction is getting long. About this, actually, I feel like smut is one of those things where it's also a sellout, because then, of course, in the same way, sex sells. So it's a situation of, I'm writing this bland and boring story. Let me just add this stuff here for the young teenage girls to get excited over. Like with Sarah J. Maas in all of her series, I feel like there's an excess of those sexy scenes, in which case these are young girls reading. Like, she knows young girls are the ones reading it, and when they see those type of mature content, they're like, ooh, I am mature, let me read more, I enjoy this. Because one of my friends recommended me to read it, and of course I got obsessed, just as obsessed with as her, because we're young teenage girls, we just like things like this. But then my friend, she's very innocent, she's like an absolute angel, and I was really surprised to see her reading and enjoying smutty like books and fan fiction. I was like, oh my gosh, the people that are writing this, they know their audience, and it's absolutely terrible. But then at the same time, Christine's book lacks that stuff, and it still has an audience, which is amazing, because it's just like the world has become so degenerate that they just want to sell half-naked women, boobs, butts, and everything. And I actually do appreciate just like an innocent book for innocent young people. I know a lot of young people are not innocent, but it's still like, I like that purity is still being put out there in books. I like that nothing extreme happens. And that's one thing that I absolutely love about Christine's character. It's fantastic. Anyway, let's finish up. I think we're almost done. I would go on a rant. Okay, just please stop giving booktubers book deals. It's been proven by now that reading a lot of books and gushing about them online does not mean you can write one yourself. There are so many talented writers who get disregarded in favor of these internet sensations. Imagine all the great stories that never see the light of day because ish like this gets pushed in to the front. And please don't come at me with the, of course they're money hungry, it's a business argument, because that's so stupid. Yeah, it's a business. The whole world is a business. That doesn't mean there shouldn't be integrity and priority for talent in the publishing industry. Bye. Okay, so now about this last part. The whole world has lost its integrity. I think that's it. We've seen it with the rise in OnlyFans and the adult work industry. A lot of things that people wouldn't do before, they're definitely willing to do for money and for attention. Let's not forget, a lot of YouTubers are doing crazy things for attention. Attention is a drug, and it's crazy and it's humiliating, and it's just, I feel bad for everyone that's growing up in this era. A lot of the kids that I've spoken to, I was like, what do you want to be when you're older? And back in my day, we used to say scientist, a doctor, because we had Barbie and she was doing like 1,000,001 jobs. And now every child that I've asked, they say, I want to be a TikTok superstar, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to be an influencer. And I'm just like sad. I'm so upset. And a lot of them will be willing to do what it takes to get that type of attention or clout. You know, if they say you have to eat dog poop as a prank, a lot of people would do it and just humiliate themselves for the attention and the money and the fame that comes with it. I mean, look at Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Tana Mojo. They've said humiliating story times. They've done wild and insensitive things to become rich and famous. And now look at them. They've made it. So now, yes, bad things sell. And the world, I don't think it's going to change, you know. Let rapture come, let judgment day come. Just be prepped. I'm sorry to end on such a negative note, but yeah, I really liked reviewing this. So it got 3.6 star rating. I don't know if any of her other books are here. Oh, let me see. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. You are all amazing. Please enjoy your day. Oh, yes, sorry. What I was going to say was I think her newer book, her latest book, her second book, got 3.4 star rating. So the fact that she is very prepped to make a third book, I mean, at least she has a lot of determination, at least. Well done to her. And I hope she gets better. I hope she promotes, you know, people of color. I just want to read more Native American stories, okay? Please, no one should tell me Twilight is a Native American story. Come on, guys. No. Yes, so that's it. Enjoy your day. Love you all. Bye.